Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abisoye. For all you new people that are watching, welcome. Okay, so today we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna be talking about the potential reasons why your friends are not promoting your businesses, your ventures, your ideas. We're just gonna get into it. Before we get started, don't forget to follow me on socials, should be on the screen. Initially, when I started to see these discussions, I wanted to come on here and talk about how you should get through, or how you can get through the fact that your friends are not supporting you. But I stopped myself because I had to actually understand, is this actually a thing? Are friends not supporting each other? And why? I created a survey online, reached out to some people, and I asked them to fill out this survey. It was 3 questions, and we're going to go into that today. We're going to discuss the answers and also some additional points that are related to this topic. And I'm just going to tell you right now, one of the things we're going to talk about is the idea of jealousy. That saying, jealousy also may play a part into the reason why some people do not support each other. So let's get into it. Just a disclaimer, I'm going to try and be as objective as possible during this time. I've done the surveys, I've done research, so I will give my understanding, my opinion at the end. But I will, when I'm presenting the information, I'm going to be as objective as possible. So yes, I know that I can do facial expressions sometimes, but I'm going to try. I've been trying. Tell me if I've done well. The first thing we're going to do is review the answers to the questions that I set in the survey. The first question was, how do you think people support a friend's idea, business, venture, etc.? How do people support? And most people said the same things. They said they would promote on social media. They said that if it was a product, they would financially support by buying the product, by reviewing it online. They also said they would give emotional support, so checking in, making sure that they are doing okay, making sure that business is all right. So everybody seemed to be in the same idea or view of what it means to support, which was good. The second question was, has there been a time when you have decided not to support your friend's business? And if so, why? While 60% of people said they have always supported their friends in any of their endeavors, 40% of the people said that they haven't, and they gave their reasons why. So what we're going to do is I've looked at all the reasons, and I've spotted the 4 most common reasons that people have said they have not supported their friends' businesses. So I'm going to lay them out for you now. Okay. One of the reasons given was that some people felt that the product or service that their friend was providing did not sit well with them morally or ethically. So that's quite personal. I can't just specifically say what type of products or services because they didn't outline them. I'm assuming that they're all legal businesses. Nobody specifically said what type of businesses that they have not supported. But maybe it could be something to do with maybe the beauty industry, and they don't stand for certain things within the beauty industry. Maybe their friend is bringing out an alcoholic beverage and they don't drink alcohol. You know, this could be various things, but that was one of the reasons why. Another reason given was that they didn't believe that the business model or idea was viable. So that would mean that they have had a discussion with their friend, and friend has outlined the business idea, and they have deemed it that it's not viable. They've deemed it to be not viable, that it's not going to work. Another reason was that they weren't a fan of the product or service, so it's not something that they would buy, not something that they're interested in. And the final reason given was that they thought their friend was making a mistake. So because they believed the idea wasn't going to work, they decided not to support their friend. The final question I asked was, how would you still show support to your friend even if you weren't interested in the product that they were providing? And most people said the same thing as the first question. They said they would still promote. They said they would send over the details to somebody that they think would benefit from the product, and they also said that they'll be there for them, they'll listen to them. So the similar things, really. So similar things. When it comes to the survey, 2 words come to mind: honesty and feedback. And to be honest, I think they're both intertwined. They are intertwined. You can't give feedback without honesty. And I think both parties need to be seeking that feedback and that honesty. So by that I mean the person that owns the business that believes their friend is not supporting them, they should ask for feedback and say, how do you feel about it? And even in general, I think we need to ask for feedback. And it's not to say that we are creating a product so that everybody will like it, but I think it's healthy and it's good to know what people are thinking as well, because it may be something that you've missed. So I think it's helpful. And I think the person that has the friend and they're not supporting them, if it's got nothing to do with the moral and the ethical aspect of it, and it's just the fact that you don't get it, you don't like it, I think you should be honest, because I'm just seeing there's a lot of breakdown in like subconscious or hidden annoyance within people. Like, why are you not supporting? Why are you not doing this? And it's okay if somebody just doesn't like your brand, because and I think that comes down to you understanding your target audience. Maybe your friend is not your target audience, and that's fine. But yeah, honesty and feedback. I also think, aside from the business, your friend is your friend first. So you want your friend to win. We all want to win, but you want your friend to win. So look at it more as to, how do I help my friend? How can I help them, instead of keeping quiet and just sitting back and not doing anything? One of the responses that a few people gave was that they didn't think that the friend's business model or idea was viable. I don't know what conversations have happened, but what I would assume is that the friend would have spoken to them and said, I think you need to review this. Like, you can't just look from a side. As a friend, I don't think you should look from a side and be watching and judging and not helping, other than because if that's what you're doing, then are you really a friend? So another reason that people are saying that their friends are not supporting them is because of jealousy. There's a feeling that their friends are jealous or envious of where they are, and that's why they're not giving them the support that they should be. So I actually did some research to figure out where that comes from and if it is true. And psychologists talk about a theory called the self-evaluation maintenance theory. The theory states that two people in a relationship will keep themselves feeling good psychologically by comparing themselves to each other. So if one person is doing better than the other person, then it shifts their feelings about themselves. And that's where they say the area of jealousy arises when it comes to the accomplishments of friends. This theory was first studied by the social psychologist Abraham Tesser, and he actually said that our self-evaluation is threatened far more by loved ones who excel in areas we define ourselves by, like our work or a particular skill, than by strangers who excel in the exact same way. We intrinsically compare ourselves more to people who are close to us, even though paradoxically it can engender bitterness. It even goes on to say that a social experiment showed that our brains could actively sabotage our friends succeeding. I'm going to link an article by the New York Times that goes into this in more depth. And recently I was listening to a podcast. I'll link it in the bio. It was by She's in a Pod podcast. And it was just so interesting to hear women talk freely and honestly about the times that they've been jealous of the people around them, and specifically their friends, and how they've overcome it. Okay, so if you're in this situation, if you are feeling jealous about your friend's success, what do you do? Like, how do you overcome this? Because it can't be a comfortable situation. I think it's something that, we all can relate to. We can all say there's been a time in our lives when we've thought, oh my gosh, my friend is doing this, what am I doing? Cool. So I found an article on Trello, Trello.com. It's a list making application to help with productivity. I found an article by a woman called Kate Bugard, and in this article she lists various things that we should do or should be looking at if we are to feel jealous of a friend's success. So this article says that we should acknowledge how we're feeling in that moment and actually seek to understand where that feeling is coming from. By doing this, it helps us to understand, so in the future when we have that feeling again, we are able to place it better and not place it on our friends, rather place it on there's an actual issue that I need to resolve, and that might be feeling a bit insecure about where you are currently when it comes to your business, but at least the emotion is placed where it should be, and by that you can react in a more healthier way and a more encouraging way to the people around you. It also tells us to assess the implications of not supporting your friend. So on one hand, it will put a strain on your relationship. This is what I was saying earlier on. A lot of relationships are becoming strained because people are not supporting each other, are not supporting one another, and they're not talking about it as well. It's important to understand that the implications of somebody's success does not equate to your failure. You can still win, you will still win. So you supporting somebody, you congratulating somebody, you sharing their stuff, it's not going to have an effect on your success. You're running two different races. We're all running unique races. And the final point they said was to see that person as a resource. By that they mean that this person has gone through a journey, they've learnt lessons. How can you learn from them? How can you translate some of the lessons that they have learned in your business? Your business is completely different to theirs, but there are transferable lessons that can be learned. So I hope this was useful. I hope you learned a lot. I definitely did. I'm glad I took the time to actually research and understand where these feelings and thoughts come from and how I can improve when it comes to the way I support my friends as well. But definitely let's keep this conversation going. Let's do better. And obviously, in the spirit of supporting, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.